Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess, and in today's tutorial I'm going to be teaching you how to make a slip knot, a chain, and a half double crochet. This is going to be a very slow, very beginner, step-by-step tutorial. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so for today's tutorial I'm going to be using this Caron Simply Soft yarn. Now when you're looking at a ball of yarn, you're going to notice that there's a number on the back. So this is a size 4 yarn, and that's a medium weight yarn. You can go as low as 1, which is like a very, very fine yarn, or as big as 7, which is like a really bulky, chunky yarn. It's also going to tell you the size of hook that's suggested for this yarn, but you use whatever hook you prefer. The larger the hook you use, the bigger the spaces are going to be between your stitches, and the smaller the hook, the smaller the spaces between the stitches will be. So for today's tutorial, I'm going to be using this 5mm hook from Crochet Society. Now before we begin, I just want to show you the comparison from a single crochet to a half double crochet. So a single crochet is a very small stitch. It's only one stitch up, and it's a very tight stitch, so the spaces between your stitches are not going to be very big. Now when you compare it to a half double crochet, the stitches are slightly taller, ever so slightly taller, and the spaces between the stitches are going to be a little bit bigger. So what stitch you use is really dependent on the project you're doing. Most patterns will have a stitch that you're supposed to be using, but if you're creating your own stitch, keeping in mind that the half double crochet is going to be a little bit taller than the single crochet. So to begin, we are going to start off with a slip knot. Now I'm going to go through an in-depth tutorial right now on how to do a slip knot, keeping in mind that everybody will do this slightly different, and that's totally okay. Just find the way that works best for you. So what I do for my slip knots is I anchor my yarn tail with my thumb and my ring finger, and you want to make sure you have a decent tail so that you can weave that in at the end. So I've anchored my yarn, and now I'm going to wrap my yarn around my pointer finger, making sure that there's 2 parallel lines on the top and across on the back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lift up the front strand and put it over the back. And then I'm going to grab the back strand and I'm going to pull it off my finger and pull. And that is your slip knot. So we'll do it one more time. So we're going to anchor with our thumb and ring finger, wrap around our pointer finger. So you have 2 parallel lines on the top and across on the back. Lift up the front loop and put it over the back. Grab the back loop and pull it off your finger and pull. Now the great part about a slip knot is that it's adjustable. So all you have to do is pull on your yarn around your hook and it will tighten around your hook. And that is where we're going to begin. So I'm also just going to demonstrate how I hold my yarn. Now everybody again holds their yarn a little bit differently. What I like to do to control my tension is I like to wrap it around my pinky like this. And then I have it on the underside of my 3 fingers here, and then I drape it over top of my pointer finger. And this is just going to give me some control over my tension. And then I'm basically holding my work here with my thumb and my middle finger and pointer finger. And with this hand, I control the yarn on the actual hook and the hook itself. So to start, we're going to do a chain. So a chain you're going to be using for like basically any time you are going to be working in a straight line. So that could be for a blanket or for a dishcloth, for a scarf, whatever it is that you're making. So to start, what we're going to do is we're going to wrap our hook, and that's called a yarn over. So we're going to wrap our hook or yarn over, and now we have the yarn over on our hook right here. Now we're going to pull twist our hook down and pull through that loop, and that's one chain. Yarn over, twist our hook down to get through the loop, and pull through. Yarn over, twist our hook down, pull through. So that's 3 chains. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. And if you're new to this, honestly, I would just do it until you know how to do it. Just keep repeating it. And as you do it, you'll get a little bit quicker with it and it will get easier. And that is our chain row. Now, when you're looking at your chains, if you want to count your stitches, basically what you're going to do is you're going to look for these little V's. So right here, you can see there's a V pattern. So that's 1 chain. Then there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 chains. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do our half double crochet. So before we begin, we are going to skip this first chain that we have right here. So this chain here, we're going to skip it. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into this top loop of the second chain right here. So to complete a half double crochet, we're going to yarn over and we're going to insert our hook into that second chain from our hook. We're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through. Now you should have 3 strands of yarn on your hook like so. Now we're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through all 3 strands of yarn to complete our half double crochet. We'll do that again. Yarn over. Now we're going into the next chain stitch, which is right here. Insert our hook, yarn over, pull through. So we have 3 on our hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3. Yarn over, insert our hook into the next chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. Now because we skipped that first chain and we originally had 12 chains on our hook, we skipped the first one, so you're only going to have 11 chains to go into. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. We're just going to continue doing that all the way along for all 11 stitches. So yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. Now to count your stitches, which you definitely want to do at the end of each row to make sure that you're not dropping any stitches, is we can count those V's that we talked about. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that is 11 stitches, and that is our first row of half double crochets. Now to begin the second row, what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1, and we're going to turn our work. Now we're going to work into the top 2 strands of the previous stitch. We're not going to work into that chain we just made. So yarn over, insert under both of those top strands, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. Yarn over into these top 2 stitches, top 2 strands, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. And you're going to do that all the way along. And I think the biggest mistake I see people making is they always miss the very last stitch because they don't count their stitches, or they think that it's not a stitch. So counting your stitches is the most important thing to make sure your work is straight and that your stitch count is correct. So yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. So let's count our stitches. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we should have 11. So we have to put our half double crochet in this last stitch down here, which is, like I said, the one that people miss the most, and usually it is a very tight stitch to get into. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3, and chain 1 to start the next row. And that is 2 rows completed of your half double crochet. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. Otherwise, please subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!